Hi friends, welcome back to Via Meditation channel. In this video, let's analyze how mindfulness helps in bringing about peace and happiness in our lives. If you ask anybody or you ask different people what they want in life, you'll get very different answers. Someone wants to be a chef, someone wants to be a surgeon, someone wants to be an actor. There are different things that people want to do. But if you try to find some commonality, you will see most people want peace and happiness. Besides career goals, these are the two things which are common. And if you analyze a little more deeper, you will see that people actually end up making money, become powerful, reach good positions, and most people are eventually not able to find peace and happiness. Now, this is an irony. This is the common thing that people are looking for, and they still miss it. So why does this happen? See, let's take a couple of examples. When do we feel relaxed and happy and peaceful? Very often when people go and watch a movie, when they come out, they're relaxed. Or when you sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning, you feel relaxed. So what happens? When you go into a movie theater or you watch a web series on Netflix, very often you're too absorbed in it. You're not thinking too much. You're not thinking about the troubles, the desires, the missing agenda. You're just absorbed in it. And when you come out of it, you feel refreshed because your mind was less active in the world of planning, in the world of fears. Similarly, when you sleep, of course there are dreams, but there is also a component called as a dreamless sleep, where you can actually be totally relaxed. So when you wake up in the morning, you are actually refreshed. Now, when you go to entertainment or a movie, it's actually forgetting yourself. It's a way of losing yourself in that. While mindfulness is exactly the opposite. Mindfulness is finding yourself. So you are rooted in the being, you are conscious, you are the witness, and you're in touch with your soul. And that is exactly the same thing happens. You lose thoughts, you lose emotions, you lose feelings, but instead of losing yourself, you're actually finding yourself. So the process is exactly the opposite, but the results are just the same. So this is not by losing yourself, but by finding yourself. Hence, it is a positive way of reducing your thoughts. And hence, once you find peace through meditation, it stays longer. See, there are three parts, as we say, there's a body, there's a mind, there's a soul. Body, mind, spirit. Now, if you observe people, if you sit down at a cafe for half an hour and you start observing people passing by, just keep observing, do nothing. You will realize that most of the people are in a state of mechanicalness. It's very observant, it's very clear. You can see the way they're walking on the phone, probably hitting into each other. You can easily make out that there is a sense of mechanicalness, a sense of roboticness which is there. Now, we're looking at the physical bodies right now, but I'll tell you, the physical body has so much intelligence that it is still in control. Like, for example, when you want to sit down, you go and sit. When you want to walk, you get up and walk. So walking is a function of your legs. You exercise it when it is needed. You just don't stand up and suddenly start walking. You have a certain control over the body. On the contrary, what I have observed is people have no control over the mind. When you look at people, when you observe people, they are mechanical in the physical state, but they are far more mechanical in the mental state. Just as said, you have control over your walking to a great extent, but you have no control over the mind. Mind keeps on chattering, tuck, tuck, tuck. There are thoughts, there are fears, there are desires. It goes on endlessly. So there is no one to intercept it. Body has a certain amount of intelligence, so it helps you gain a certain control over the body. But that doesn't mean you have a full control over the body. You'll see people sitting down, and their legs are moving, tuck, 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 tuck. They're all shaking, right? So it doesn't mean that you have full control over the body, but I still think the bodily control is better than the control that we have over our minds. The mind chatter goes on all the time. So when you meditate, first thing what you do is you try to bring yourself from a state of doing to a state of non-doing. You're always doing something or the other. You could be on YouTube, you can be on Netflix, and you're always busy. When you start to meditate, you try to bring yourself from a world of doing to a world of non-doing. It's hard at time. But after a while, the moment you become experienced in meditation, you become not a master, but you become more proficient in the world of non-doing, where you can just observe. And that is the time you can use your discretion to change what's going on. If you're observant and you see a negative thought, you can intercept it, crush it. This is exactly how meditation as a process in long term brings peace and happiness to you. The other thing is that we want to do many things. For example, we want to be rich, we want to be powerful, we want to be peaceful and happy, right? But because we are mindless half the time, we don't realize how we are fritting away the time. You may have a mission, a broad mission in life, but if you observe some of the statistics, there's an app called as App Annie, which observes, which records how many hours in a day we spend on smartphones and iPads. So data shows that we spend 5.5 hours on that in a day. We sleep for 8 hours. We go to work. What time remains? We're spending 5.5 hours on smartphones, which means we can pursue happiness provided there is a time for it. We're pursuing a lot of things that don't matter. And mindfulness is exactly one of the tools to intercept that. So it brings a certain amount of structure in your life, not as a discipline or as a enforcement with a cane. It is a self-organic thing which comes from the within. And hence, mindfulness is useful in bringing peace and happiness. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and let's share the word about mindfulness.